Hello again. So on this video, we are going to talk about the different types of scholarships at each division and what those different types of scholarships can mean for you and how you can use those types of scholarships to get the most bang for your buck. So if some of the terms I use in this video, talking about the divisions and other terms are new to you, be sure to check out this video, which talks about the different types of college divisions so that you have a better understanding of what I'm talking about here. So if you are ready to dive in, let's get started with the biggest school, which is NCAA Division I schools. So NCAA Division I schools are considered a head count school. So in the world of volleyball, that means they are able to give 12 full ride scholarships. They're head count, and that is the number of head count scholarships that volleyball schools are able to give. So this means that 12 athletes on each NCAA Division I team are on a full ride. And then any athletes that are beyond that 12, they're considered walk-ons, so they're not on a scholarship. So they can still play, they still get to go to the school, but they're paying for the school themselves or through other means of scholarships. So here's an interesting stat that kind of helps put it in perspective. So this creates an average of 57% of all student athletes in every sport at a D1 college are on a sports scholarship. So scholarships at the Division I level are harder to obtain, but if you can obtain them, it is a full ride, everything is paid for. Next set of schools I'm going to talk about are the NCAA Division II schools. So Division II schools follow equivalency scholarship policy. So there are 8 scholarships that can be broken down to give different amounts to different players. So an athlete could be on a full ride, or they could have a certain amount given to them. So most of the time what will happen within an equivalency scholarship program, there will be different athletes that have different amounts that they are getting for scholarships every semester. And then every year that the athletes' contracts renew, the amounts could go up or down depending on your contribution to the team. Within Division II, there are some student athletes that are still considered walk-ons, so they don't have any scholarships, but there are less for sure. So the way D1 scholarships are set up, this creates an average of 60% of athletes being on some sort of athletic scholarship. The next one I'm going to talk about is NAIA, simply because they are very similar to the NCAA Division II format. So they also follow an equivalency scholarship setup form. So this means that they have a certain amount of scholarships that they can divide however they want between all the athletes on their teams. They can give some full rides, or they can give partial scholarships to different athletes. The next category that I'm going to talk about in this video is NCAA Division III schools. So Division III schools actually don't give any athletic scholarships at all. But don't let this drive you away. They're more academically focused, and so they're not bound by the same recruiting rules and regulations as the Division I and Division II schools are. So the coaches get to know you a lot better, and they can help you get other scholarships. So most of the athletes that attend a Division III school are on some sort of scholarship, and it's usually academic based or something outside of sports. And this is where the freedom of not giving the sports scholarships and having less recruiting rules really comes into play. So in Division III schools, 80% of athletes receive non-athletic scholarship aid. So if you can think back to the percentages that we laid out, it is a lower percentage with a higher division to be able to get a scholarship. So if you are shooting for that Division I play, you're going to be needing a full ride scholarship to get any help at all. If you are going for Division II, you can get partial scholarships from athletic scholarships, and then you can get other academic scholarships, other things that add up to be a full ride scholarship, or there is potential for you to get a full ride scholarship. And then with Division III, you have to get the academic scholarships. Anything outside, there's merit scholarships, there's need-based scholarships. There's all kinds of scholarships you can get. And then with NAIA, same thing as Division II, you can get a full ride scholarship. Most of the time it's going to be partial scholarships that they give you a certain amount, and then you get the rest from either academic ways or different scholarships. So within every division, you really need to think about what you're aiming for. So as you can see, getting a college volleyball scholarship is not a universal term. There's so many different definitions for it. There's full ride, there's partial, and there's no athletic scholarships. But all of them have ways that you can pay for school. So make sure you are aware of what kind of scholarship the school you're aiming for gives out. And then also in the next video, I'm going to talk about the NCAA and the types of scholarships and the amount of money they can give, because there are 3 different divisions. I didn't want to cram all of that info into this video too. So be sure to hit the bell so you can watch next week's video on NCAA scholarships in each division. See you later, guys.